Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Marie, and today we're going to be talking about my top 5 favorite books for complete beginners to homeopathy. Be sure to hit like and subscribe, and all the books I'll definitely be sure to link below to Amazon where you can get them. But the first one, though, that I would definitely suggest for a complete beginner is going to be simply on the cell salts. If you're unfamiliar with what cell salts are, they are the 12 basic mineral compounds that's needed for every cell in the body to function. When the human body is reduced to ash, only the 12 cell salts remain. This book is an incredible book at really just kind of breaking down an overview of it. And the cell salts also, for context, are a branch of homeopathy, and they're a bit easier at first to kind of wrap your head around as they're much more straightforward. This book, though, goes into really great detail, breaking down all 12 in really a simple way and the different things that they can be used for. And it's really, I would say, a must-have book for really when you're starting off with getting into homeopathy. Another branch of homeopathy that's a little bit easier to wrap your head around initially at first is the flower essences. And again, be sure to subscribe because there will be definitely more videos coming on the flower essences. But a book that I really like is Batch Flower Essences or Batch Flower Remedies for Children, a Parent's Guide. This book really does a wonderful job at breaking down all of the different flower essences and how they can apply to children, what the state could look like for a child who needs it. This is definitely just a very user-friendly, easy to look at book for parents starting off with looking into homeopathy. Number 3 on my list would definitely be Homeopathic Medicine for Children and Infants. This book is just, again, a very just user-friendly, easy to understand book, just very practical information, especially if you're completely new to homeopathy and you're not really completely sure about how it works yet or what remedies to need, and you just want something just very just clear and straightforward. This book does a really just a great job at introducing it as far as like with when to use it, what types of symptoms to go by, and it really just breaks it down by the type of issue, like remedies for backaches or bedwetting, for the common cold, for colic, even for things like hives or scars. This book has a very just thorough kind of introduction for remedies which could be used for all sorts of different types of issues. And it's just, again, just very user-friendly, great introduction for parents to get acquainted with homeopathy. Number 4 on my list would definitely be The Family Guide to Homeopathy. This is probably, above all other books, my most favorite one as an introduction to homeopathy, largely because this was actually the book that I referenced the most when I was brand new to homeopathy. This book really is what got me into it, made me a believer in it. It's just so incredibly useful. It really explains things in immense detail. It has various issues, and what I really like about it is that it introduces almost like the concept of a repertory, and a repertory is a concept that's definitely not quite for a beginner yet. But effectively, what that means in very simple terms is that it lays out different types of symptoms. Like, let's say cold air is making your symptoms worse. If you're sick, then it lays out the different remedies that could include. And so it has the basic concepts kind of within it of a repertory. And it just does such a great job at breaking everything down. This by far is my most favorite one for beginners. I would definitely recommend this one. All right, and then number 5 is definitely would be Homeopathy, the Principles and Practice of Treatment. This book also does do a really good job at like suggested dosing for different types of issues. But what I really like about this book the absolute most is that it really does a good job at starting to get much more into the states or constitutional states. I previously made a video on constitutional states if you want to look back in my history that you could reference on what that means. But like for instance here with sulfur, the type, it gives you more of a visualization about what a sulfur person might look like, how they might have dry, coarse hair, rough, dry skin, how they could look untidy, how it kind of looks like, a ragged kind of a scholar, philosopher type. It just does such a great job at really starting to kind of visualize what these types look like, or like how Nux Vom here might look like this businessman, or how Sepia can look like kind of a more indifferent kind of a woman. And I just really like this book just through the lens of starting to understand more of states more and just how different people could look when they're within those states. Well, that is it. Let me know in the comments below if you have read any of these books, what you think of them, or any other books that you might suggest as well for a beginner to homeopathy. And until next time.